Hi, welcome to the Daily Tanya. Sorry I was not able to do it the last few days. Baruch Hashem, we're able to do it today. And I will put a link in the description for the lessons we learned on Shabbos and Sunday, which was chapter 43 in the Tanya. And today we will learn the lessons from yesterday and today. Today is Tuesday, the 29th day of Nisan, and this is also, we need to remind to make the blessing for the blossoming trees, fruit trees. With this also we have a link in the description. Today and tomorrow is the last days that we can say this blessing. So if you go out there, look for a fruit tree, preferably 2 trees. If not, even 1 is good, and make that a special blessing. So let's begin with tzedakah, gedela, tzedakah, shemekareves es ha'geula. Tzedakah brings Mashiach closer. So in chapter 43, the Alter Rebbe spoke about the 2 levels of love of Hashem. He calls it the higher level and the lower level. There is the Ahava Rabbah and the Ahavas Olam. Ahava Rabbah is a level of love to Hashem, which is called Ahava B'Tahanugin, which means it is a level of love when you just have the pleasure in knowing Hashem, and this is a very, very high level of love. To reach that level of love, only great tzaddikim are able to reach it in general, and this comes after a person is perfect, reached the level of the fear of Hashem and nullified to Hashem. He's receiving this level of love, Ahava Rabbah, as a gift. And this is a feeling of love, of pleasure. Something that you have already, you achieve, you receive that feeling of oneness with Hashem, feeling of that concept of feeling the love to Hashem as something that you have already. And the lower level of love is called Ahavas Olam, the love of the world, meaning that it is a love that you develop through contemplating on the greatness of Hashem. And this is a love that we achieve through understanding. The more you meditate, the more you develop the feeling of love. Just like anything else, what you love in this world. The more you think about something good, you develop a positive feeling towards it. And that is something which can have many different levels. Sometimes you love something, and then you come to understanding there is something else that is worth loving more. And the same thing also can be 2 different people love the same thing, but they're not in the same, they don't love it on the same level. For example, you develop a positive feeling of a very wise person, that you want to be in his presence. So the deeper you understand the wisdom of the person, you develop a greater feeling of connection and love to the person. So today, in chapter 44, Alter Rebbe begins to explain there is a different level of love, and that has a combination of both types of love of Hashem, which is as a gift and something that you achieve from your own understanding. And the first level, and he explains the 2 types of love that is in this category. The first one, he calls it love Hashem like you love your life. If you love life, you can love Hashem. Meaning, there's nothing in the world that a person loves more than his own life. You'll give everything up because you love your life. But sometimes when you meditate about the fact that what is my true life, the true life is Hashem. Hashem is my soul. That, when a person thinks about this, he is able to develop a love to Hashem. Let's see how the Alter Rebbe explains this in the Tanya. Chapter 44 in Tanya. The Alter Rebbe, Vehine, Kol Madrigas Ahava Mibiz Madrigas Elam. Ahava Rabba Ve'ahavas Olam. Nechlekes Lekama Pchines Madrigas Leinkeitz Kol Chad Lefum Shiure Delay. Each of the two grades of love, Ahava Rabba and Ahavas Olam. Explain the Ahava Rabba is the love that comes as a gift from Hashem. Ahavas Olam is the love that a person develops by his own understanding in the greatness of Hashem. So each of these two is subdivided into limitless shades and gradation in each individual according to his spiritual capacity. And the Alter Rebbe says the way it says in the Zohar, as it is written in the Holy Zohar, on the verse, her husband is known in the gates. This is a part from the Eishes Chayil we sing Friday night. But it says her husband is known in the gates. The simple understanding is the husband is known in the gates because she prepared a nice garment for him. The Zohar goes to a deeper explanation to that verse. And it says, what we know in many places, the husband refers to Hashem, and we are considered the wife on one level. And when we're saying her husband is known, meaning that a wife knows the husband. Now, by the gates, what is the meaning of gate? The word gate in Hebrew is sha'ar. Sha'ar has also another meaning of estimation or different measures. That means that a husband is known based on a different measure, the different levels of the person, the different levels of the soul. Is able to develop a different level of love to Hashem. Continues the Alter Rebbe. And this refers to the Holy One, blessed be He. So called since He is the husband of the congregation of Israel, who makes Himself known and attaches Himself to everyone according to the extent which one measures in one's heart. Thus, two individuals may have the same general level of love of God, yet the particular individual levels of love will differ. And that's why the Alter Rebbe says, "V'lochein nikroim b'dechilu rechimu anistoris l'Hashem Elokeinu, v'teiro mitzvahs en lanu anigles lanu levaneinu lases chulu." Therefore, fear and love are called the secret thing known to the Lord our God. For people cannot know the varying degrees of love, the love of God that is harbored in the hearts of others. You don't know how much a person loves God or fears God. This is a secret. This is only Hashem knows. However, while the Torah and mitzvahs are those things which are revealed to us and to our children to do, they are found in all Jews equally. In other words, the two Torah mitzvahs to put on tefillin, we all need to put on the same tefillin. No matter if it's Moses or any last person. You need to put on the tefillin. You need to give tzedakah. You need to hold them. The Torah and mitzvahs are equally to all. But the feeling of love and fear of Hashem is something that is different in every person. For we have all one Torah and one law insofar as the fulfillment of all the Torah and mitzvahs in actual performance is concerned. All Jews perform mitzvahs in the very same manner. The greatest Jew and the smallest both put on the same tefillin. It is otherwise with the fear and love, which vary according to the knowledge of God in the mind and heart. The knowledge, we explained earlier in the Tanya, knowledge means the ability to connect your intellectual understanding to develop feelings. And that is something that not everyone is in the same way. Kanis Kaleel has been explained earlier. So now goes the Alter Rebbe to say, however, yet there is another level of love. In other words, until now we spoke about these two great levels of love. The higher level and the lower level. Yet this is something that applies to great tzaddikim. And yet this book of the Tanya was written to the average person, and that's something that everybody can relate to. How do we relate to this level of love? So the Alter Rebbe is going to say that in the level of love that he's going to explain now, the loving Hashem because you love life itself, that level includes in it a bit of both levels. It is on the one hand, it is a gift that is given to us, and yet at the same time we achieve it through understanding, through meditating, to contemplating on the fact of what is our true life. Says the Alter Rebbe, Achasiya ahava aklula mikol b'chinis madrigas, ahava rabba ve'ahava seilom, ve'hishova l'chol nefesh miYisrael, ve'Yerushalonu me'aveseinu. Yet there is one singular and unique love which incorporates something of all the distinctions and gradations of both ahava rabba and ahavat olam, and is found equally in every Jewish soul as our inheritance from our patriarchs. And that is what the Zohar says on the verse, my soul, I desire you at night. So this is a verse in Yeshaya, Isaiah. And that verse, what does the verse say? My soul, I desire you at night. It should say, Nafshi Ivsecha, my soul desires you. What does it mean, my soul, I desire you? And the way the Zohar explains it is, when we're saying my soul, we're saying my soul, comma. We're talking to Hashem. And we're saying, God, you are my soul. And because you are my soul, I desire you at night. What does it mean, I desire you at night? So the Alter Rebbe is going to explain that just when a person loves his own life, that usually you don't feel, it's not something that you're able to see the love that you love yourself. When is that love expressed? When the life is in danger, when a person feels weak, God forbid, then his desire for life, his love for life is revealed. And the same thing that the Rebbe is going to explain, B'layla, at night, During the daytime, a person works for Hashem. He studies Torah, he prays, he goes to work to serve Hashem. He does all kind of things to serve Hashem. When you go to sleep at night, you want to make sure you wake up in the morning and right away get back to your life. So yeah, of course, when we go to sleep with intention to serve Hashem, the sleeping itself is also part of serving Hashem. But when you really feel that the Torah mitzvahs is your life, then you wouldn't be able to wait until you wake up and you can continue the Torah mitzvahs. Like, when a child has his annual trip from the school, he cannot sleep at night. He's waiting until the morning comes that he can wake up and go do what he really wants to do, what he wants to enjoy. So when you think about this, that Hashem, this true life, is God, then at night you desire it most, and you want to make sure to wake up earlier than usual to get back to the real thing, which is Torah and mitzvahs. That's what Alter Rebbe goes on. He says, "The yachim le'lekutche brichu rechumusa de nafshe v'rucha kemo de'izdapku ilen begufo v'gufo rochim loin v'chulu." One should love God with a love of the soul and the spirit, as they are attached to the body, and the body loves them. This is the interpretation of the verse, "My soul, I desire you." So this is the interpretation of this verse, which means, since you, God, are my soul and life, my true soul and life, therefore do I desire you. And goes on to explain Pirush, שאני מסעווה וטוב לכו, כאדם שהמסעווה לחיי נפשי. That is to say, I long and yearn for you like a man who craves the life of his soul. וכשהוא חלש ומעונה, מסעווה וטוב שתושב נפשי אליו. And when he's weak and exhausted, he longs and yearns for his soul to revive in him, to return to him. The same thing, says the Alter Rebbe, the same thing is in the spiritual sense, that when you think and you meditate on the fact that our true life is Hashem, so therefore when you go to sleep, you want to wake up and connect with that life. וכן כשהוא ילך לישון מסעווה וחופץ שתושב נפשי אליו כשיהיה משנשי. כך אני מסעווה וטוב לאור אין סוף ברוך הוא חיי חיים או אמיתיים. Likewise, when he goes to sleep, at which time his life force is in a state of concealment. For sleep is 1/60th of death, and therefore he longs and yearns for his soul to be restored to him when he awakens from his sleep. כך אני מסעווה וטוב לאור אין סוף ברוך הוא חיי חיים האמיתיים, להמשיכו בקרבי על ידי עסק התורה בהקיצים משנוסי בלילה, וירייסי וקודשו בריחו כל אחד. So do I long and yearn to draw within me the infinite light of the blessed Ein Sof, the life of true life. And how do I connect to this? Through engaging in the study of the Torah when I awaken during the night from my sleep. For the Torah and the Holy One, blessed be He, are one and the same, as we explained earlier in the Tanya. So the Zoya says there, the boye barnash mirchimuse the kuchabrichu lemeika b'chol laila leishtadla lepolchone atzafra cholo. Out of love for the Holy One, blessed be He, a man should rise each night and exert himself in his service until the morning. So this then is the love expressed in the phrase, "My soul, I desire you." The innate love that a Jew feels when he realizes that God is his true soul and the source of life. This love must be revealed by pondering deeply and often how God is the source of all life, as we'll explain later on in this chapter. And that love combines both. It's a contemplation, pondering deeply on it, and is also a gift to us, as we said, a gift to us from our ancestors. Now we're going to go on to today's lesson, Tuesday, the 29th of Nisan. And here the Alter Rebbe goes on to explain the second level of love, which is even a deeper love of Hashem, and that is the love that a child has to a father or a mother. Sometimes a person will love his parents so much that he will be willing to give up his own life to save theirs. And that is certainly a much higher level of love than what love that you love yourself, because loving yourself, you're doing everything for your life. But here, something that you're ready to give up your life to your parents. And that when it is a much deeper love to Hashem, when we realize that Hashem is our Father, and you want to do anything to please Hashem, and you're putting yourself completely on the side. That is certainly a much, much higher love, which explains this is the level of love of Moshe Rabbeinu. But nevertheless, a little bit, we can connect to this love because there is Moses' soul shines in each and every one of us, and something can connect to us also. That's what Alter Rebbe goes on to say. Ve'ava rabo gdoile mezu v'mesuteres gam ken bechol nefesh miYisrael b'Yerushalayim aveiseinu. A greater and more intense love than this, meaning than the love which results from realizing that God is one's true soul and life, the love which is likewise concealed in every soul of Israel as an inheritance from our ancestors. He, Mashakosav B'Raimim, ki brode ishtadel basar avui v'imei, derochim loin yosir megarmei v'nafshei v'ruchei chulo. This is that which is defined in the Raya Mehemna. It's part of the Zohar. In description of Moses' divine service, like a son who strives for the sake of his father and mother, whom he loves even more than his own body, soul, and spirit, sacrificing his life for his father and mother in order to redeem them from captivity. For have we not all one Father? So that is why this is something that every single Jew can reach. However, how could you say every single Jew can reach? This is obviously a very high level to achieve. Moses can achieve it, that's fine. But who can ever get even close to Moses? And although one may ask, who is the man and where is he who would dare presume in his heart to approach and attain even 1,000th part of the degree of love felt by Moses, the faithful shepherd. How then do we say that every Jew can feel the same love of God that Moses felt? Nevertheless, the Alter Rebbe is going to explain that a little bit, a minute portion, shines in every one of us. מכל מקום, הרי אפס קוצי ושמץ מנהו, מרב טובוי ואוירוי מאיר לכלולוס ישראל בכל דור ודור. Nevertheless, a minute portion and particle of his great goodness and light illumines the community of Israel in each generation. כמו שכתוב בתיקונים, דהספשטוסה בכל דור ודור להנהור אלוהים וכו'. As it is stated in the Tikkunim in the Zohar, that an emanation from him, from Moses, is present in every generation to illumine them. However, this illumination from Moses is very deep concealed within our soul, and it takes a lot of work to reveal it, the contemplation. Only the glow from Moses' soul is present in the soul of all Israel in a manner of great obscurity and concealment. Now, it is there concealed, but that's what the Torah says, that it is near to everyone. We are all able to reveal that love from its concealment. So that's what the Alter Rebbe goes on to say. ולהוציא אהבה זו המסותרת מההלם וההסתר לגילוי להסגלוס ליבה ומויכוי לא נפלס ולא רחוי כהי אלא קורב הדבר מאוד בפיך ובלבבך. But to bring forth this hidden love from its latency and concealment to a state of revelation, so that it will be manifest in his heart and mind, is not beyond reach, nor is it far off, but it is very close to you in your mouth and heart. That's, of course, is the verse that the Alter Rebbe bases the whole book on, that this thing is not far from you. It is korei velecha adav ma'od beficha ubelvavcha, in your mouth and your heart. So the verse says, and the Alter Rebbe is going to explain the strange order of this verse. The verse says, korei velecha adav ma'od beficha ubelvavcha la'aseh. It is close to you in your mouth and your heart that you may do it. And which talks about in your mouth, talks about speech. In your heart is feelings or understanding that leads to feelings. And to do it is action. Now, which leads to what? First comes understanding, then you have the feeling, the speech, and then you have action. But here it says first the speech and then understanding. And the point that he's saying here is first the speech and then feelings, it says. The point here is that Rebbe is going to say that the way to reveal it is you have to constantly speak about it. Even though you don't feel it yet, when you contemplate on this concept, on the love, the hidden love that we have, and you talk about it, you say to yourself, I am a Jew, I have the love to Hashem, have the love of Moshe Rabbeinu, Hashem is my father, and so on and so forth. You keep saying it to yourself. There is the saying, and this is a reality, that saying something out loud awakens your thoughts, awakens your feelings. We say one of the things when a person is angry, said you should remain silent. Let things calm down. Don't talk about the anger. Don't express your anger in words. Calm down first. And then you can talk, explain it. Because speech, it makes the feelings, enhances the feelings much stronger. Makes it much more intense. So the same thing here, when you speak about something that you want to wake up within you, the more you speak about it, the more you'll wake it up within you. That's what Alter Rebbe says. That is to say, it should be habitual with his tongue and voice to arouse the intention of his heart and mind. For the sound of one's voice arouses the devout concentration of heart and mind. So as to immerse his thought in the life of life, the blessed Ein Sof, ki hu avinu mamash amiti moker chayenu. For he is literally our true Father and source of life. And to awaken our love to him like the love of a son for his father. Even a son and a father, sometimes you're distant, you don't talk for a while, and the feeling is not revealed, but then when you start thinking about my father, that feeling is awakened. וכשייגל עצמו כן תמיד, הרי ההרגל נעשה טבע. And when one accustoms himself to this continually, habit will become nature. The more you talk about it and you think about it, it will become like second nature. So this is the end of today's shir. That's Hashem. We'll see you tomorrow. And tonight, of course, we'll have the Torah studies live at 8 p.m. Bezrat Hashem. Have a wonderful day and a good Chodesh.